Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie. We will be looking at the race meeting from Durbanville today, the 23rd of March. We have an eight race card, and I can just say that the card looks a good card. There's a lot of better quality horses running, not your lower E division horses, and only one maiden plate. So certainly a card that one can perhaps try and make a few rand on should you be able to select the right horses. But before we go and have a look at the betting and also at the card, just quickly have a look at our feedback on yesterday, as I normally do. And let's have a look here. In race number 1, I did say that I think the best outsider is number 3, Lord Caro, and that one of these days he's going to pick up a win. And he duly did pick up a win. And we did say that, one of these days he is going to take a win, and then he beat the short favorite, number 6, Westcoast Lover, who could only manage a 3rd place. So then in the second race, we said that number 12, Just Anything. We also had number 7, Leslie Shadowliner, which I like a lot, but the horse never got going. But I also said that number 12 is a very strong outsider selection. At that time, his betting was something like 8-1. I see he duly paid on the tote 460, so there was money for the horse when they jumped. So certainly also a nice win there. I just want to say that we had for a 4th race, we did include the number 4 onto our quartet selections, but unfortunately we missed out on the number 6 because I see the quartet nearly paid 3,000 rand. In the end, race 3, number 11, Purple Nyankazi, we did say include in all your bets. We had it in all our bets. Certainly, it had a chance, although it wasn't one of our outsider or outright selections. But I did say in my preview, include in all your bets. In the end, race number 4, the similar thing happened. I went for other horses, but I did say in my preview as well, include number 2, Fire Fairy, because that horse, I have been following it for a while. But unfortunately, my first selections never showed. But in my preview, I did say include number 12, Fire Fairy, in all of your bets. And here in race number 5, I'm very proud on this. Number 10, Fire on the Track. This horse was, I think, 8-10-1 in the morning, but then the money came for number 10, Fire on the Track, and I had it as my first, as my outright selection. And for my outsider selection, I had number 1, Tiger Tank, which duly ran 2nd. And then I had the number 3 as my other outsider selection, Smart Socks. So if you added in the 5 horse, you would have collected 2,700 rand on the quartet, and the exacta paid 41 rand 60. Now, I think race 6, we all missed the bus. I went for number 7, Quick Step Lady, as my best bet of the day, which ran 3rd, still paying 2 rand 60 a place. So if you went even each way, you would have still got your money back. But certainly number 1, Cupid, has thrown, got a lot of people by surprise. And here in race number 7, I was very strong on Parktown because of my pick 6. I only had 3 numbers, 3, 5, and 6 in my pick 6, but I did say number 5, Parktown, outright winner. Okay, well, not a big outsider, but at least paid 3 rand to win. You can make a nice profit. And then in race 8, I had number 3, Alfredo, as part of my exacto selection, with number 6, which ran 3rd, and number 12 as well. So we did say include a number 12 as well. So not a big result, but still we did advise you to put number 3, Alfredo, in all of your bets. And then my outsider selection, number 6, Giuseppe Song, paid 2 rand 70 a place, which is not bad. So that is the feedback on yesterday's racing. I hope you made a bit of money, Greyville, yesterday. And before we start looking at a form, just something else. If you want to subscribe to our Outsider Genie, we have got this special offer. If you sign up now, you get the rest of March for free, and then you only pay 400 rand for 2 months. That will be until the end of May. So for April and May, our normal price is 500 rand. You only pay 200 rand. So nice, and then we got a nice package, 6 months, which means that you pay 200 Rand a month. The real value is 3,000, or you can subscribe till the end of March for 150 Rand. Okay, let's now move on to the business of the day, and let's have a look at the fields and the betting for Durbanville racing, where we start off with race number 1, a maiden plate over 1250 for fillies and mares. And the betting is as follows. Number 7, Long White Cloud, 22 to 10. Galik You Baby, 7 to 2. Gilded Air, 9 to 2. Fly to Rio, 11 to 2. Regards to all 8 to 1. 17 to 2, Host of Angels, Sea Lion, 20 to 1, and 22 to 1. The rest, scratch numbers 8 and 10. So here in this race, we got this first time, it's import from Ireland, and I'm sure the breeding and all of that, this horse is gonna, I mean, I don't know anything about this breeding, but I do see the marriage by Street Cry, which is already significant. Then this horse is still 6 months behind, but I see they're backing it, and there's not much to beat in this field. Really, a bunch of mediocre maidens with biggest respect to the owners and trainers of these horses. I don't think any of these horses is going to go to Hollywood. So my selection is number 5 to beat my outsider selections is number 5, Host of Angels. This trippy by a French deputy mare. I'm thinking Richard Fourie on board might show improvement. Has shown a bit of pace. Last time out, I think over the 1600 meter was too far for this horse. So ignore that run, but before that, ran under 3 lengths behind Flashlight and under 4 lengths behind Little Doe. And I think Host of Angels can improve in this field today, as is number 6, Regards to All, has run a couple of places, 3 places in total. But it's also there and thereabout. You can see there's the Little Doe form, the same as with the number 5 horse. And then you can also include, have a look at number 2, Gaylac to Baby. Did run a nice first 2 races and last time out, and the run before that did not maybe ran up to expectations, but again in this field can certainly be involved, as well as number 1, Fly to You, which is also one of these days is going to get his nose in front, but I'm not sure it will be today. We then move on to race number 2, where we have a fillies and mares handicap, Class C, average merit rating 80 over 1600 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 2, Duplicity, 11 to 10, 5 to 2, Starboard. Regina Isabella, 9 to 2, Queen's Club, 7 to 1, Springs in the Air, 10 to 1, and Double Reward, 12 to 1. And here my first selection is the number 2 horse. This filly is improving nicely. 1 or 2 races last time out, and Aldo de Meyer on board, drawn free, and is running here in 85. Last time out, she did win an 81. But this horse is still improving, so I have got no hesitation in making her my first selection. And for outsider selections, I'm going for number 1, Springers in the Air. This horse is also a horse that runs there and thereabouts, has run against some decent opposition here in a 91, ran second to Eva Eileen, Our Price Jewel. So also Chili Jam is also running today. So I think Springers in the Air, nice outsider selection to include in all your bets. And then number 3, Double Reward. I feel this course and distance, 1 run, 1 win, and that makes definitely a inclusion in all of your bets. Number 1, Double Reward, as 1 over this course and distance, so certainly I would think in with a chance. Then we move on to race number 3, which is a meditated 80 handicap over 1600 meters, and here the betting is as follows. Number 4, Somerset Magan, 22 to 10, Royal Match, 4 to 1, Gaelic Tribe, 5 to 1, High Noon, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, Alpha Papa, Jeans Man, 10 to 1, and 17 to 1, or 12 to 1, number 7, Elusive Tango. So here in this race, my first selection is the number 1 horse, Gaelic Tribe. I really like the look of this horse. It's well bred. And in Sissy's last run, he's been gelded. I remember that day he won his maiden at Kennel with over 1800 meters. He went to the front and then at the 400 meters and just went away from them, and the jockey really won, easing up. And then last time out behind Northern Song in 83, now finding itself in a 79. I do think that number one, Gary Tripe, is going to run a huge race here. But it is an open race. There's lots of horses with chances. Also, number three, Jeans Man. Jeans Man, I think, is definitely a horse that you need to include into your quartet selections. This horse like to go to the front, and it might happen that he can skip away and they're going to find it hard to catch him. But include in the back end of your quartets. And then number four is the favorite Somerset Magam. Definitely inclusion. Also ran a nice race last time out, but in a C division 77. So now a little bit up in division, but also a horse that's improving and certainly can be involved in a finish. And then move on to the next race, which is the fourth race, merit rated 94 handicap over 69 meters, class B, average merit rated 90. So let's have a look here at the betting. Number is 3, Combat Zone 12 to 10, Red Lark 4 to 1, the second wave 5 to 1, Secret Depth 6 to 1, Spectra Force 9 to 1, Pink Floyd 9 to 1, Fury of Flight 9 to 1. So in race 4 here, my first selection is number 3. And that is the favorite Combat Zone. This horse has won 2 in a row and then run against hugely stronger position than it ever meet here. Ran second behind Arctic Drift. Arctic Drift has won again after that. And Russian Rock also out of that race already 3 winners, certainly making this a strong field. And this was only 5 lengths behind. I think Contact Zone might be hard to beat in this field. And for outsider selections, I went with number 2, which is Spectre Force. Spectre Force, he likes this course, 4 runs, 2 wins, and a third course and distance. He's always there and thereabouts, and I'm certainly this older horse is going to make this younger horses run. And I also like the look of number 1, Red Lark. Red Lark won 3 in a row, and then also ran against some stronger position against Mammoose and also against Comedy Ding. I don't know what happened there. I think let's ignore that run, because any horse that wins 3 races in a row definitely is a horse of ability. So do include in all of your play number 1, Red Lark. So then move to race number 5. Now here we have a very interesting race. I'll discuss it with you now. Merit rated 86 handicap, 2,000 meters, class B, average merit rated 84. And here we have race 5, number 1, August Leaf, 33 to 10. Night Song, 33 to 10. 15 to 4, Sudden Star, 4, Agopia, 9 to 2. 6 to 1, Captain's World. Savannah Body, 10 to 1. And Let's Boogie Baby, 10 to 1. Now, people in this race, you know, when as I said, I'm a form analyzer. And to analyze form, you need to understand handicapping. Now, I want to show you guys something. Sudden Star ran against August Leaf. August Leaf that day was carrying 49.5, got beaten by half a length in a merit rated 91. Today they're running in a B division 84, so already down in class. Then Sudden Star was carrying 55 that day, and that was carrying 49.5. So 55, so it's 5, there was a 5.5 kilogram advantage for August Leaf. Today, August Leaf is carrying a half kilogram more. So there's a 6 kilogram swing in favor of Sudden Star for a half a length BT. On handicapping terms, number 1 cannot beat number 2 Sudden Star. It is impossible. But let's move on further. You'll see here that Sudden Star ran against Night Song. Now, Night Song, that day carrying 52.5, and Sudden Star carrying 56.5. So that was 4 kilograms more than Night Song. Now today, Night Song is carrying 59, and Sudden Star is carrying 60.5. So 1.5. So it's got a 3 kilogram swing for a 1.5 length beating. Night Song cannot beat Sudden Star. But now, if you have a look here, August Leaf ran in the same race. He ran second to Night Song, carrying 52.5. August Leaf was carrying 56.5, 56. So that is 52. It's 3.5 kilograms swing for a 0.4. So Night Song can't beat Southern Star or August Leaf. Now, Southern Star, I mean, I just showed you, has got a beating of August Leaf. And you can see, and then there's another form line here. Also, Fort Agopian. Fort Agopian ran behind August Leaves carrying 52 and August Leaves carrying 59.5. So now he's carrying 58.5 and August Leaves is carrying 56 and 61. So that is 58. It's 58.5. It's 60, 61. It's 2.5 kilograms turnaround for where am I now? For the Gopian ran behind August Leaves. So for the Gopian on that ran cannot beat August Leaves. But then they all ran behind Vikram. Not all of them. Southern Star ran behind Vikram carrying 55.5, finishing second. For the Gopian carrying 53.5, finishing third. So there was 5 kilograms, 55, sorry, there were 2 kilograms. Okay, now again, there's 2 kilograms difference. So on the same terms, Fort Agopian cannot beat Southern Star. The point I'm trying to make is that on handicapping terms, and please guys, as I said, I'm a form analyzer. On handicapping, in this field, Southern Star is the best handicap against all of these runners. Yes, there are other runners in this race. Here we have Savannah Body, has run against some lesser opposition, only broke his maiden 2 runs back, but certainly can probably improve. I won't say it's not without a chance. Captain's World just won his maiden after finishing 50 lengths behind. I could not explain that day what happened here, but yeah, that happened. But again, just broke his maiden. And Let's Boogie Baby was also beaten by Night Song last time out, and I think Night Song might have the beating of him again. So all in all, everything point to number 2, Southern Star, making him my best bet of the day. And at 15-4, certainly you can even go even money on this horse. But I'm of the thinking that a few guys will wake up later and then also start doing their analysis and then realize that Southern Star might be the best bet of the day. Certainly in my eyes today, this is the best bet of the day. This horse has been running in higher divisions, 92, and you know they won 3 races in a row, June, July and August last year, won 3 races in a row, and yeah, I just got a feeling that number 2 Southern Star is the business here today. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 6, which is a fillies and mares handicap 1400 meters. And let's have a look here at the betting. Here, number 2, Lilac Sensation 7-2, Wild Quittori 4-1, or Creature, sorry, Arc Lamp 7-1, Royal Blue 7-1, Miss Millstream 5-1, Little Doe 15-2, Do Angel Sky Fit 12-1, 16-1, and Better the Rest. Now, in my eye, this is the most open race on the card today. And here, my selection is number 10, Millstream Lady, Miss Millstream, sorry. I've been following this horse for a long time and has tipped her a few times to win, and she did win that last race in October behind Cape of Storm. Came out on the inside at 16-1 against the rail. The jockey knows her well, has ridden her 5 times for a win and 2/4. And this horse likes to run on from behind, and I think certainly today the 1400 meters will suit Miss Millstream. So for me, Miss Millstream, a huge runner in this race. And for outsider selections, I went with number 1, Arc Lamp. I'm sure this horse is much better than his second run. He won his maiden very easily, and it's also well bred. Comes up from a short dressed Gavin van Niekerk for Jeff Woodruff. Certainly, I would think it's a horse that has got a chance. And then number 3 is Royal Blue. This is also blue blood. This horse is very, very well bred. This filly, Last time out came out with 18-1 over the 1600 meters. And I think this horse is also going to be involved in the finish. Other horses that you might want to include is number 2, Lilac Sensation. Also has already had 10 runs, 1 win, 3 fourths, and 4 thirds and 2 fourths. But it's also a horse that's always there and thereabouts. Has run against some decent opposition like Hello Winter, Hello Kitty Cat. So certainly number 2, Lilac Sensation, also in with a huge chance in this race. But as I said, a very open race. Then we move on to race number 7, which is a fillies and mares handicap divided 94 over 1400 meters, Class B, average merit rate at 88. Also here, I think a little bit of a difficult race. 53-10 Cherry Jam, 4-1 Walk of Fame, 5-1 Major Attraction, 11-2 Crusaders Promise, Larentina 9-2, 6-1 Ballroom Bliss, 12-1 Alfred's Girl, Rocket Girl 25-1. And here, my selection is number 1, Ballroom Blitz. Ballroom Blitz, I also gave last time out, and they backed it from 20-1 to 9-1. I made it my outright selection, and I'm going to stick with this. This horse ran against some hugely good opposition in 2 previous races, and even Princess Kala, I think, is going to be a horse that is, going to be a good horse. So certainly this Ballroom Blitz is now running in the B Division 88. Now, as you can see here, last time out she won a 94. Before that, run a 100, 90, 89. And I'm sure even the stable jockey is on here. And I'm thinking Ballroom Blitz today is going to be a huge runner. For outsider sections, I'm going to pick number 2, Crusaders Promise. Has won 2 nice races, also winning a 95 last time out. So also down in class over this distance. On this course, 5 runs, 1 win, 1 second, and a 4th. So Crusaders Promise also, I followed this horse earlier in her career, and then I just stopped because she kept on disappointing me. And then the time I don't follow her, she wins at 14-1 and 40-1. Yeah, this is just how racing works. But I think number 2 is certainly in with a chance here. And then number 5 is Major Attraction. Major Attraction, Richard Fourie and Justin Snape from draw 3. You cannot ignore. This horse has been running on, as you can see, last time out, second fastest 400, second fastest 400. Here, D'Urbanvl over the 1400 meters. This horse is course and distance suited, 2 runs, 2 wins. So certainly number 5, Major Attraction, definitely is a horse that you want to include, course and distance suited. And then also you're going to have a look at number 3, Walk of Fame. Also a horse that has been running well after his maiden, certainly also very well bred. Greg Chain on board, also a horse not without a chance. As is number 6, Larentina, it's a 4-year-old filly, but it's also a horse that runs there and thereabouts, but did run behind Ballroom Bliss last time out, beating 2.25 lengths. But I think Ballroom Bliss still have a beating. And here's number 7, Chili Jam, who has won 2 in a row, the Duke of Marmalade. Definitely also inclusion in any of your bets. So certainly also a bit of an open race here in the second last race of the day. And then we get to race number 8, the last race of the day, which is a measured at 80 handicap over 1,000 meters. And let's have a look here at the betting. Now here we have number 3, Captain Dizzy, 92. Barry McGraw 5-1, Speed of Night 11-2, Tiachera 7-1, The Bulls 8-1, Coronet 15-2, Fighter 15-2, 9-1, Line of Power, Chili Winter 16-1, Look 2 40-1, and Varsity Breeze 40-1. Scratch number 2. Now, guys, here in this race, I really was thinking of making number 2 my outright selection. At 40-1, then you guys would have think, listen, this guy is off his rockers. Because this horse won his maiden by 9 lengths. Now, I can tell you, beating Miss Millstream, which we just saw now, hasn't got bad form. Miss Millstream has won twice after that already. Now, I don't know what happened in this other 2 races, but surely something went wrong. And then they must have maybe worked on a horse, and they put a stable jockey, barely currently sort of the stable jockey for Warren Marshall, from draw 2. And here's a stable companion, which I also think has got a good chance running in an 86 now today, running in a 75, second to Real Gun Kid. So also a horse that's a little bit down in class, and they got Louis Makotswa on this horse. So for me, it shows to me that they're thinking number 2, must have a chance. Now, I did now eventually made number 1 my outright selection and number 2 my outsider selection. But number 2, I would certainly advise you, if you've got $50 lying around, just take 25 Rand each way on this horse at 40 to 1. You can make a bit of money. Because I'm of the opinion that this two runs was just too bad to be true. And you might be laughing me after the last race, which is fine. That's what I do. I look at various factors, and I've been in racing for a long time, and I can form my own opinions. And I do know any horse that wins a maiden played by 9.5 lengths can't be a donkey. It's impossible. Because horse is very well bred. The Captain L out of a Kahal mare, certainly well bred as well. And then my other outsider selection is number 4. And so, and again, a very open race. But I like the breeding of this horse. It's a coup de grace by a Holy Bull mare, the Bull. One is maiden, and then last time out ran behind What a Man, 24.7, which is not bad. As I said before in Cape Town, sometimes I can't believe the 400 to finish times. Sometimes it's so slow. But again, the draw is number 10, and definitely include into your play. Also, I think a horse of a chance is number 7, Barney McGrew. I did give it as an outsider selection last time out. There was a little bit of money for, it drifted from 13 to 2 to 9 to 1, but also ran a nice race behind What a Man. And also Tichela, last time out, that was my first outright selection, and that duly won, beating Picture the Moment, Grant van die Kerk for Justin Snape. So certainly also a very open last race, and I hope I could point in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.